Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Alex, and soon enough voting for the All-Star game will start, and the debates will ensue on who should be on these teams. Trying to figure out who deserves to be an All-Star seems to become harder and harder as years go by because of how much talent is in the NBA. However, I'm going to try my best and figure out who should be nominated as an All-Star for the Eastern Conference. Before we start though, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys like and sub, but with that out of the way, let's go. So if you forget how All-Star voting works, the starters consist of 2 backcourt and 3 frontcourt, and then for the reserves you vote for another 2 backcourt and then 3 frontcourt, and then you get 2 wildcard spots, so that could be literally any other player, doesn't matter what position. I figure we can start with the Eastern starters, and for that I have Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kevin Durant. Now I believe Tatum, Giannis, and KD are pretty set as starters for the front court, which sucks because Embiid has definitely been worthy of being a starter, averaging 33 points a game, but I knocked him down to the reserves because he has missed some games, and he also started really slow in the beginning of the season. Now between Mitchell and Garland, I think there could be an argument of putting Trae and or Halliburton over those guys, but for me, Trae just hasn't played to the level compared to his last 2 seasons on an efficiency perspective, and while Tyrese has been very good, leading the league in assists, giving almost 20 points a game and leading the Pacers to an unexpected record of 14-14, I think the Cavs have also been fantastic, and Garland and Mitchell are huge parts of it, with Mitchell starting off super hot playing like an MVP candidate player, and Darius Garland just being a very reliable scorer and playmaker, so personally I rewarded them with 2 starters. Now I've said a lot of names, so let's just get my Eastern Conference reserves out of the way, and I have Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam, DeMar DeRozan, Jaylen Brown, and Kyrie Irving. Now to be completely transparent, outside of Embiid, Trae Young, and Tyrese, I do not feel very confident in my picks for the reserves for a couple of reasons. First, DeMar DeRozan, who yes has had a good season, it just isn't on par with last season, and the Bulls have just been pretty bad or pretty mid, although I don't put all the blame on DeMar. Also, I have Siakam here, and while he has played fantastic, he's also missed a good amount of games. However, when you look at the other potential players to take his spot, they too have missed games, so it becomes a game of who you think is going to play more games up until All-Star break. For example, Jimmy Butler missed a handful of games and has been in and out as well. I think he has played well enough to be an All-Star, but because he's also missed games, I decided to pick Siakam because I personally thought he's played better in the games that he's played compared to Jimmy Butler. Another problem that I have is determining if Jaylen Brown is a shooting guard or small forward. I consider him a shooting guard, but at least in this season, he's played a lot of lineups, especially as a starter in the small forward position, and depending on if he is considered a front or backcourt player, you could squeeze in Jimmy Butler as a backcourt player and replace DeRozan with Jaylen Brown. James Harden is another guy who I think could potentially beat Butler as a backcourt player because he has played really well, but again, he's missed games, only playing 13 games, and I truly think he does deserve a spot, and he could potentially get in as long as he stays healthy, but again, we don't know what could happen. Shout out to other players like OG Anunoby, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Tyrese Maxey, Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo, Bradley Beal, even Kristaps Porzingis, and you can also look at Paolo Banchero. In my opinion, they are all fringe all-star players, all having career years, but due to injuries or just there being too much talent in the Eastern Conference, they just weren't able to make it. All in all, while I do like who I have listed as all-stars, I am not confident that I will feel the same way in about 2 to 3 weeks. But here we are with a team that consists of Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and KD, and for my Eastern reserves, I have Trae Young, Halliburton, Embiid, Siakam, DeRozan, Brown, and Kyrie. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think about my picks. Do you think I'm making some solid points? Do you like the team as it is? Or do you think some people should be taken out? Or do you think someone does deserve to be in a starting spot instead of someone else? If you enjoyed, make sure you guys like and sub. Make sure you check out my socials down below in the description. And you can check out this video here where I go over the Western Conference All-Stars. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.